Hey guys, I'm IzDaisho and I am here today not playing Magic, although I guess you will be seeing Magic because I just played Magic for like 45 minutes, so I'll have plenty of gameplay to actually upload. But anyways, this is going to be my question and answer video. I asked some questions in a video a couple of days ago. Go check it out if you haven't seen it, and just follow along in the comment section if you care. Otherwise, I'm just going to be reading the comments out loud anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So just enjoy the gameplay. I'm not sure which of them I'm going to upload, but they're all ranked matches, and I think most of them are actually pretty interesting. So hope you guys enjoy the gameplay, and now let's get on to the... Oh, before actually, wait, no, I don't need to say that anymore. Okay, let's get on to the questions. How rar Xbox, or XBL? I don't know, maybe it could stand for Xylophone Bald Lagoon, so it might not be Xbox Live. Anyway, so Howrar XBL says, so having watched you for a while now and have seen these videos and your draft videos, are you ever going to dive into real duels with the modern standard block constructed formats in mind? Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. Right now I have a modern deck. It's not very good. It's not any of the normal decks that people run because I don't really want to spend so much money. So basically I've just been doing a lot of trading, and it's a red-green aggro deck, and it's a lot of fun to play. I play it against my friends. But yeah, I think in the future at some point I'm probably going to get into some standard. I enjoy playing Magic, all sorts of formats and whatever, and it makes sense to have a standard deck because that's pretty much what most people play. So I'll probably do that eventually, but I mean, I don't really have any plans to start spending a lot more money on Magic and making a standard deck. So maybe in the future, but right now, no specific plans to do so, just drafts, which... by the way, if you are wondering, a lot of people probably saw drafts on my channel for a while, but it was a couple of months ago, and that's basically because I've been at home, and I've been doing a couple of drafts here and there, but no chance to get my camera set up and ready to go. So that's why I haven't been drafting. Anyway, Bushwookie 101. Hey Daish, is there any chance of you getting Halo 4? There is a chance. I'm not sure. I don't really like spending too much money on video games. I usually buy like one a year, but I don't know. Halo 4 could be my game this year. I don't know if I'm going to even buy Call of Duty. So definitely a possibility. I play Halo Reach. Like, that's really the only two games I play right now are Magic and Halo Reach. So there's definitely a possibility that I get Halo 4. Contradict, or whatever, I'm not even going to read it. He's got a bunch of numbers in his name, but I think it's supposed to spell contradict. Has a whole bunch of questions. Number 1, Daisho, do you play on Steam? No, I do not. I think I have a Steam account, but I don't think I've ever played a game on Steam. Number 2, Pack Instinct 5 drops. Stomp Howler versus Spider. Well, if you've read my article on TopTierTactics.com, then you'll know my opinion, but there's actually three Pack Instinct 5 drops that are 5-drop 4/4s if you toss in the pack leader, and I think he definitely deserves to be in that mix. I usually run some sort of mixture of between 3 and 6 of them, and it's usually like 2-2-1 or 1-2. I always run 2 Stomp Howlers, and sometimes I only run 1 or 2 Spider and pack leader. Do you play actual Magic, i.e. FNM, MTGO, Kitchen Table? Yeah, I do. I play. I don't usually go to FNM, but every once in a while I go to like other during the week drafts or Sunday draft or whatever. Whenever I have time, I go to drafts, and I do that, and that's fun. And I play with my friends at school, so that's fun. And I also play MTGO occasionally. Currently, I am MTGO broke, so I am not playing there at all because I don't really want to spend my money on that. I'd rather spend my money on real-life Magic since it's more fun to actually play with real people than play online. Celestialite is sick against aggro, both mono reds. Any plans of posting vids of this deck? P.S. If you haven't played much Celestialite, I can send you my 60 for it. After about a week of playtesting. I posted a couple of games. I mean, I've really only played Celestialite 10 or 15 times the deck. And I posted a couple, or actually I haven't posted them yet, but I recorded a couple of games for Enduranked of them, and I think I enjoyed them. So I don't know if you guys will as well, but hopefully. And I think I'm okay, but I don't really think that Celestialite is that good of a deck. It has this whole awkward thing going on where a lot of its creatures gain you life, which is good. Usually life gain on an already body is pretty good, like Lone Missionary, for example, is a 2/1 for 2, so you're overpaying, but not by that much, and you get the 4 life, so it really does its job pretty much all the time. But then you have this whole contradiction of so many of your creatures are aggressive, like a Johnny's Primate, you get that out turn 2, you want to be aggressive, but then your life gain is pretty much useless. So, I don't know, it's a little confusing, and it's a hard deck to build correctly, I think. And I don't think that anybody that I've played at least has done it perfectly yet. Anyway, he also said, "Oh wow, I didn't even know you stream. I'm a huge fan of Brian Kibler's stream. I've heard of Brian Kibler. Any schedule for when you're live?" No, I don't have a schedule. I don't really stream that often, mainly because my computer is pretty terrible and it doesn't really work. Are you going to be GTX Will Z says, "Are you going to be doing more IRL drafts? M13 maybe." Yeah, real life drafts are probably going to come back in September when I get back to school. And we'll probably do some M13 and then Return to Ravnica when that comes out. Miss Crystal Leet says, or MS Crystal Leet, whatever. What are the best / worst 3 decks in Duels of Planeswalkers 2013 in your opinion? So best 3 is a lot. That's like 6 of the decks, and so that would be like organizing them into complete tier lists already. But I can answer the top 2. I think the top 2 are Born of Flame and Obedient Dead. They're both control decks. Well, I mean, Born of Flame can act as a control deck, but it's more of just like direct damage deck. So they're both really, really good against pretty much every deck in the metagame. Like they beat almost all the other decks. I think the only deck that Obedient Dead doesn't beat handily is Born of Flame, which it loses to terribly, and Mill, which it can lose to a lot as well. So I think that Born of Flame's the best, and Obedient Dead's the second best. That's just my opinion now. It could definitely change at any time. And as for the worst decks, it's really hard for me to tell what the worst are, but it may just be Ancient Wilds and Life Gain. I'm really not sure though. It's hard to tell. Irby Chris says, "Knock knock, who's there? Is there somebody at my door? What? Hello?" That's weird. All right. Anyway. WGRY says, "Are you playing PS3 anytime soon, COD or Magic?" The answer to that one is no, I'm not. My PS3 is plugged in to my basement TV for Blu-ray as a Blu-ray player, but it's not worth having two systems set up to the same TV, especially with all my recording stuff. It gets really, really confusing, and there's so many wires and stuff back there that it's just not worth it to unplug and replug and stuff like that. So I don't have it plugged in, and then I'm not going to just start unplugging stuff, and it's not really worth my time to play at 2 systems, and I chose the Xbox because it's easier, pretty much. Number 2, are you planning to stream anytime soon? I answered that, I sort of answered that, I am planning on streaming eventually, I just don't know when. Why are you so awesome? I don't know if I can really answer that one. That one's just like, you have to figure that one out for yourself. But thank you, I appreciate that. CParrot1988 says, "How often do you play? A couple of games every day, or do you pick certain times to sit down and play for hours on end?" Usually it's just a few like maybe not an hour a day, but like 20 minutes at a time or 45 minutes at a time. And I usually play, if not every day, every other day usually. So yeah, that's generally how I play. When I get bored, I generally sit down and play some Magic. Anyway, Leet Pronstar says, favorite card / most memorable card? 2 different questions, I think. Most memorable card is definitely Garruk Wildspeaker, because he was the first Planeswalker I opened, and I did not even know what a Planeswalker was when I opened him, and that was definitely pretty awesome and memorable. But my favorite card is probably Niv Mizzet, the Firemind. Pretty awesome card. I love Niv Mizzet. And this question is going to be asked a lot, so get ready to hear it. Oh, speaking of which, GZ Creasy 133Z says, "When did you start playing Magic, and what is your favorite card?" So again, favorite card, Niv Mizzet. When did I start playing Magic? I started playing January of 2011, so it's a little bit over a year and a half ago now. Oliwa09 says, "Do you play any RL Magic other than drafts with friends, i.e. FNM, public drafts, tournaments, pre-releases? If so, what do you play?" Yeah, I do draft with friends a lot, but I've gone to the pre-release for all the last few sets that have come out, DKA, AVR, and M13, and I go to the stores sometimes for public drafts or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Samboen2 says, "What are your top 5 decks from DOTP? They can be from any of the 3 games." Well, I barely played the first one at all, but I guess I would probably have to say Zombies from last game, Unquenchable from last game, Born of Flame from this game. Man, I want to say Ancient Wilds from this game because that's a lot of fun. And then I guess Crosswinds from this game because that's also a lot of fun. Then Whiskey3043 says, what is your favorite guild/color combo in Magic? To that, I would have to answer red-green. I love red-green. It's so much fun. Hobo Capper says, Tupac or Biggie? I don't know. And now Sir Nickpool 2010 says, why is it better to play stuff in the second main phase? That's kind of like a misnomer. It's not actually better to play things in the second main phase. It just usually ends up working out that way. And the reason for that is because you want your play to sculpt your opponent's behavior as much as possible. So sometimes if you play a card in the first main phase, then your opponent says, oh wow, now next turn he can swing in for 6, which will be lethal. So I have to block here, otherwise I'm going to be in really, really bad shape next turn. So if you play it after you already attack, then you don't give them that option. They take that damage and you play your creature. Now all of a sudden you win the game. So sometimes it really, really is beneficial to play stuff second main phase. So generally, the rule is that you play it in second main phase because that's the way it works out better. But other situations, you have a whole bunch of nothing in your hand, and then you play a card first main phase, then your opponent, again, says the same thing. Oh man, he's going to start loading the board with creatures. Now I'm going to have to chump block and lose my creature for this, and then you don't have any other cards in your hand, and you're kind of just bluffing. So you really have to evaluate the situation every time and decide whether it's better to play it in the first main phase or the second main phase.